Right, what's happening, everybody? Many Face Publishing, and we are back. All right. So, some people like Stephen A. Smith, he says he doesn't have Kobe #2 all time on his list, right? And that's tough. I don't really want to say he's #2 either. I want to put him he's definitely in my top 5 ever. My top 5, right? I feel like people are allowed to have their opinions, and people, are allowed to challenge your opinion. But I feel like, a lot of us are emotional, and a lot of us have agendas and things like that. And these things don't come from a genuine space often. And I feel like this Kobe thing is manufactured. And I feel like, only a certain fan base is going to disrespect these great players. And, he immediately went to LeBron. So that's how you know the agenda was right there. So as he's giving his take, he starts talking about, well, LeBron more assists. LeBron, now, LeBron, he has more points. Those are longevity stats, number one. We're talking about impact of the game, right? So Kobe Bryant, to me, right, impacts the game a lot more effectively than LeBron ever did. My reason is, kids idolize Kobe. Nobody really idolize LeBron. You don't see people outside. What moves are you going to try to do like LeBron? What's his patented move? Like Kobe, he had even though his moves were like Mike. Like, he had a lot of Jordan-esque moves and stuff. He had his own moves too. He had some highlights. He had some, some things that he did on his own. He wasn't just a Mike clone. But my thing is, like, all right, we watch their games. Like, what is it that, people say, I want to be like Mike. People want to play like Kobe. People want to play like AI. What can you say that you want to do that LeBron does best? Give me the answer. If you had a school, you had to choose a school, right? And you had 2 teachers of basketball, right? And you had a choice. You say, I want to go to LeBron school to learn ball, and he's going to teach you basketball, right? Or I'm gonna go to Kobe school and say, you know what? I want to learn basketball, man. What can you teach me? So for the LeBron fans, and I'm not trying to, spew hate on LeBron. LeBron's a great player, but what is he going to teach you? Can he teach you how to post up, go on a post? Because he doesn't have a post game like that. Can he teach you how to hit a consistent open jumper or a consistent jumper, period? Can he show you how to shoot on the blocks? Can he show you how to shoot a perimeter shot, 3-point shooting, running off picks, how to finish at the rim? I mean, he is a great finisher at the rim. He can dunk and stuff like that, but, like layups and things like that, like creativity, at the rim. How about killer instinct and just understanding the game, positioning, things like that, footwork. These are things that if you ever watched The Muse, or if you ever watched Kobe break down games, remember he was doing his breakdown on ESPN Plus, he explains all these details, right? His basketball minds, what people forget, was very, very intelligent when he studied the game. I just don't, so just on that aspect right there, I would rather go to his school. So like, because you got to tell me what am I gonna learn from LeBron? He has no real go-to moves. He has no real like he has a great basketball mind. Like he understands the game, but you know, like when I'm watching him play, and it's like, you know, I'm watching Kobe play. I would rather him teach me the game. If I had a choice of Steph Curry and LeBron, I would probably rather Steph Curry teach me the game because he has more of a fundamental base, right? And he's more skilled. Okay, so if you said Larry Bird, right? I'm gonna go to Larry Bird school. He gonna teach me how to rebound. He gonna teach me how to go in the post. He gonna teach me, you know, how to shoot a 3-pointer, how to shoot a jump shot, how to get the right arch in my shots, footwork. He's gonna teach me some things. So that's just one aspect. So now we get to the impact of the game, right? So you know, he had all the point. First of all, Kobe came up the ranks, right? Came in the league 17. He wasn't like this high. People knew he was gonna be good, but they didn't think he was gonna be as great as he was, right? So he had to play his way into being great and getting the opportunities. He was an all-star, his second year, third year, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but he was an all-star very young. He was I believe around the age of 20, 21, they traded their team so that it could be him and Shaq. That's how good this kid was, right? They started winning championships when he was, 21, 22? You know, so, there was games that Shaq fouled out, like the Indiana game, where Kobe had to step up. And then there was some times when it was him, Shaq and Kobe, that Kobe led them in scoring. There was some playoff series that Kobe went berserk. So this notion that it was just Shaq carrying them, y'all being delusional. This is the way the narratives comes in. These are the people that they want to put a spin on something because there's an agenda. And to disrespect Kobe is, come on, man. It wasn't just Shaq. It was nice Kobe scored 40-something points. I think it was 10 straight games with Shaq on the team, man. You know what I mean? So remember, he was only a kid when he got drafted. He was playing behind two all-stars. He didn't come into the league where he just had his own team, where he could just go berserk and shoot the ball and had a green light. Like, they were a playoff team when he came. So we don't look at these things, and people tend to forget these things, man. Or they brush those things aside just to push a narrative. Shaq, obviously, he was the better player at that time because he was in his prime, right? He was the most dominant big man we probably ever seen. So, of course, he's going to get the ball. Like Kobe, well, he was just selfish and he shot the ball. Kobe knew how to win and play within the system, and he knew how to feed the big men the ball. And they had their best years playing with this man. I'm not saying Kobe's the greatest assist guy, whatever. He knew how to, let guys get in the rhythm, particularly big men. Even when he played with Pau Gasol and Bynum, they got the ball. They had their best years with him. Matter of fact, everybody on that team had their best years with him. Look where their careers went when he was gone. Right? People were idolizing Kobe in games, like playing against him. Like, come on, man. His impact of the game was different. When he stepped on that court, man, it was like watching Mike Part 2. It was, you know what I'm saying? He had the fear of God and dudes, man, on that court, man. And, even LeBron, and he was a great defender. Even LeBron, who knew what time it was with Kobe, man. He said so himself, man. So, and this is my thing. If you say he's the next best thing to Mike, then he obviously must be number 2. If he's the next best thing that we've seen since Mike, and we say Mike is the greatest player of all time, then he must be number two. But that's what some people say. Now me, like I said, I have him in my top five. But there's a reason for this, right? This chosen one stuff, right? When you go back in time, you look at the NBA, right? You had the Jerry West era, and you know the the um the Bill Russell era, the Will Chamberlain and all of them, and it was a time when TV was becoming popular, and they were playing the games, and basketball was getting popular and things like that. And then you had the Elgin Baylors, you had Oscar Robertsons, then you had Lou Alcindor coming in the league, and you had the Willis Reeves, you had the Walcott Fraziers, you had some guys in the league, and Earl Monroe, all these dudes. And then once the 70s came, those guys, started to fade out. The only ones that was left was really Kareem. And then they merged with the ABA. They bring Dr. J in, Moses Malone, they bring some guys in. So now, you have a few stars, but it's not resonating with the people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boxing probably back then was popular. You had baseball, you had all these sports, football. And, basketball looked like it was dying out. Till the 80s came, when you got Magic and Bird. And that just rekindled the Boston-LA rivalry all over again. Then on top of that, you had the racial aspect of it, the black versus the white. But Bird was something special. These guys, the reason why I have them in my top five and in my Mount Rushmore is they were the ranks. So when they came in the league, they didn't have to wait around to be good and wait a year or two and play them. They came in the league dominating. Magic came in the league winning his rookie year. High school, college, and the pros. Bird comes in, turns the team from 20 wins or something like that to 50 wins, then wins the championship the next year. They were the ranks. All right, so now you go into the mid-'80s and you have Michael Jordan come, right? So now Michael Jordan comes in the league and takes this to a new height. He's dunking, he's flashy, he's Air Jordan, he's doing all these things that we only maybe see Dr. J do, but he's doing it with more flash and pizzazz, and he's just making it look better. And guess what? The kids love him, kids idolize him. His impact on the game is different. He wasn't winning the championships because you still had Bird, Magic, and then you had Isaiah, who got in the way, and Isaiah was a great player. But these guys weren't Mike. Even Magic and Bird were like, yo, nah, this guy's different, man. Like, so thinking about that, right? Now you have Nike come. Gets the deal with Nike, he gets his own sneaker. He paves the way for everything in the NBA right now. That opened the door for everything. Now everybody got a sneaker contract. Only a handful of people getting sneaker contracts. And you had the Bird and Magic, and then you had Mike. Then he came in, he changed the culture of the game. From tight ass shorts to dudes started wearing bigger shorts. The culture of the game changed, right? And then the passing of the torch happened when he beat Magic. Bird started getting injured, got a little bit older. Magic, had it came to that championship, a lot of those guys started getting hurt. They got a gentleman's sweep, and the torch was passed, and Jordan never looked back. You know what I mean? So Jordan dominated the league for the next 3 years. Then he retires. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you have Akeem Olajuwon steps up, wins a couple of championships. You had Patrick Ewing and them brothers and all that. They were making the league. They were carrying the league. But it isn't the same without Mike. Mike comes back, loses first year, wins 73 the next year. You know what I mean? Like, dominates another 3 years. Then he retires again. So now the league is scrambling, like, who's going to carry this torch? You got Allen Iverson comes in. You got Ray Allen. Ray Allen has some pizzazz, but he don't have that it factor. Like Jordan had that it factor. You know, and Allen Iverson, he kind of had that it factor. He was just little, you know. And they did the same thing Isaiah. You know, little guy, they don't want to really pass you that torch. Even Isaiah dominated the league for about 2 or 3 years with the Pistons. They didn't want to give him that torch. Then you have Kobe Bryant gets drafted. He's young, talented. Then they see Michael Jordan taking a liking to him, teaching him, molding him. Then this boy just starts to blow up. Problem is, once it's him and Shaq, they you know, Shaq was loved by, you know, he was a, you know, funny guy, you know, outgoing, things like that. He had a, you know, character to him, and the people loved Shaq, especially the media. Kobe wasn't really a media loved person. You know, they blamed him for everything that happened with the Lakers' downfalls. You know, and you know what I mean? So he already had that stigma. Oh, he's a chucker. He wants to be the man. He wants to be Jordan. He wants to do this. He already had those stigmas. So they weren't really trying to pass him the torch. They had no choice but respect his games. He was so dominant as a player. But they weren't trying. They were trying to, you know, bring up, you know, Tracy McGrady. They were trying to, you know, find guys that were going to try to carry the torch. You could see it. And now you have the chosen one. Chosen, right? You have LeBron James comes up, right? Young, phenom, you know, athletic, big dude. Says he plays the game like magic. Sorry. He comes in the league and he's pretty good. He's playing good, and, you know, they want somebody to carry that torch and be the next best thing or be better than Jordan. They want to have somebody say that guy's the best in the world and he's better than Mike, you know, so that they can pass that torch. And, you know, so they're trying to pass him the torch, but it's not working out in the beginning. Then he takes his team and he runs through the East, and he beats the Pistons, who just came from the finals. He sends them home and goes to the finals to play against the Spurs, and got swept. But we brushed that under the rug. You know, he didn't really have the team that the Spurs kind of had, you know, but he got swept. And, you know, so, you know, he begins to, you know, get some pieces around him, but they're still not like, you know, they're not the greatest pieces. You know, you had an aging Shaq one time. You had, you know, he had some pieces, man. Gibson. He had a few pieces, but he didn't, you know. He was good in the regular season. In the playoffs, they were getting bumped. And then Kobe, you know, he was going through his struggles in the beginning after Shaq. You know, they left him with no team. You know, all these different coaches, and he's just like, you know, they're just standing around waiting for Kobe to do something. So when we talk about efficiency and all this stuff, he had to take a lot of shots for them to win games. If you don't have any playmakers, and this is, people don't understand, Kobe, he never played with playmakers, man. Name the playmakers he played with. He didn't. When they tried to get Chris Paul, they deaded that. So he knew, like, damn, we get this guy, somebody that can get him the ball and he can score. Oh man, he's gonna be a nightmare. They're never gonna win. Nobody's gonna win. So when you look at, you know, the players Kobe was playing with, And for him to carry them teams to the playoffs year after year, and it's like, they would stand around and then with 5 on the shot clock give Kobe the ball. What you think he gonna do? You gotta shoot the ball. It's 5 on the shot clock. Often he got the ball like that. So he didn't have a system, a team, none of that. Then Phil Jackson came. And, they went in, really they lost again in the first round. And then, my man said, listen, man, y'all gotta give me some help or I'm out of here. He didn't say I don't form a super team and do all this other sucker shit, man. Get me some help or I'm out of here, man. I want out. And then he played that season and they started playing better. They believe they were in first place and then Bynum got hurt. And then, it was looking like it was over. The next thing you know, they get Pau Gasol. We got one player, right? Pretty much he was a star, an all-star. And ran through the West, ran through San Antonio, all these teams that have been spanking LeBron. And, he gets beat by the Celtics in 6 games, blew a 25-point lead in the game, in one of those games, which I was pissed off about. And came back the next year and beat the Orlando Magic, a team that sent LeBron home. So they were setting it up to be a LeBron-Kobe finals so that they could finally pass this man the torch if he beats the Lakers, but he can't get there. So now Kobe has that torch for those 3 years. Everybody knows he's the best player in the league, but they're not trying to say that. Because LeBron teams it's always an excuse, it's always something that he doesn't have, and it was always it's this, it's that, he doesn't have these pieces. It's always an excuse, right? So now Kobe was about to get that Chris Paul. They're not gonna let him have it. David Stern said, nah, hell no. So now LeBron says, you know what? I can't beat these guys in Boston. I'm not going to keep suffering. And he goes and joins his big 3. So when he says my career would have been, your career would have not been the same if you didn't go to Miami. That changed your career. First year, you melted down in the finals. Then the next year, you played a lot better. And then you got your championship. You beat the KD in Oklahoma City. Right? Beat them. So now you got your ring. Then you come back and I think you beat San Antonio that next year. I believe you beat San Antonio that next year. And then you come back and then you lose to San Antonio. And then you leave Miami, you go to Cleveland. But once Kobe tore his ACL, that was pretty much it for Kobe right there. So he was never the same. He was always injured after that. He was trying to carry his team to the playoffs. And he had Steve Nash and he had Dwight Howard. Steve Nash was standing at 40. And I believe he was getting hurt half the time. And then Dwight Howard was coming off an injury. So he was playing with a depleted team and he was carrying that team until he tore his ACL. And that was it for him. So the rest of his career was a mystery because he was never the same player, man. He was already 34 when he tore his shit. And he came back and, he tried for the next couple of years, but he never really played a full season. Then his last year was just like a farewell tour. So, we're faulting him for things that was like, his career was already over. There's nothing for him to play for. He had his 5 rings. He doesn't have all the accolades that other players may have with those 5 rings, but he does have a lot of accolades. They had to call him to come to the Olympics to help them win when LeBron was getting spanked over there. So, Kobe locked him down in the All-Star game, looking at him like, why you not trying to shoot the ball? This man folding up in the All-Star game. So this is your king. Um, he went over there to Cleveland. You know, this is when he started becoming really clearly the best player in the league. Now you have Steph Curry come. He's on the come up. They win a championship. And, you know, they beat the LeBron and them. They come back and they win 73 games. Now that torch was about to get passed to Steph Curry. How they would have completed that journey, because he would have done something that Mike never did, win 73 games in the championship. LeBron and all came, and they came back from a 3-1 deficit. And, you know, he had Kyrie Irving. You forget about Kyrie. Kevin Love was just like, he wasn't really the same player. And this is what I mean. Like, LeBron doesn't make a lot of these guys better. Chris Bosh, when he got to Miami, he went from averaging, 25 to averaging 18, spot-up shooter. He was just getting the rebounds he used to get. Wade was still playing his game, but Wade said, it's clear what he did. He sacrificed his game so that this guy can play, because they know that LeBron is not effective unless he has the ball. You know what I mean? So now, Kyrie in the finals was sparking a lot of those rallies, man. LeBron was definitely playing great, and he had, you know, people get enamored by the numbers. The numbers don't always tell it all. So he gets it done, and he reclaims his mantle as the best player in the league. And then they went and got Durant, and then that's when we saw, you know, LeBron like, you know what, damn, this is too much. I can't beat these guys, man. And he wasn't really trying. The second year he tried, and you could see him give up once this dude, you know, J.R. Smith made that blunder. You could see he just gave up, man. But this is our king, right? And from there, you know, he's like, I gotta get out of here. And now you ran Kyrie out of there, and now you destroyed Kevin Love's career, and then now you go to the Lakers. They don't make the playoffs. You end up starting to get hurt, and you go and you get Anthony Davis, and then they have a bubble year. We have the COVID and everything. We get to the bubble, you know, y'all cooking or whatever. Y'all beat everybody in the Western Conference, win the championship. I felt like Anthony Davis should have gotten that Finals MVP. I felt like a lot of those games, LeBron was getting a lot of garbage buckets in garbage time, and that's what was getting his numbers up so he could say, hey, you're the MVP. Like, they handed him the shit. AD should have got that MVP, because they don't get to the finals. They don't win those finals without AD. He will have a monster game, then he'll have a mediocre game, you know. But he'll have a monster game, and he'll have a good game, but his scoring might be 21, 22. LeBron will still be in the game. They up 17. AD done sat down with 4 minutes left. LeBron's still out there. So this is how he's patting. He had 19, now he got 27 because he's going to the line. You know, they might be fouling him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the game's already over. You know what I mean? So you got to watch when people score those garbage points in garbage time, because it inflates their stats. You know what I mean? And then now I watched him quit in the first round. I watched him do the, you know what I'm saying? I think they didn't make the playoffs the next year. Then the year after that, he quit in the first round on him. Like, I watched this guy quit several times, man. You know, last year, they you know, somehow get to the Western Conference Finals. I see him go to the rim with no move. You know what I mean? Like, now, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. You know, it's not, see, what people don't understand, he has the abilities to do these things, but he's not skilled. Talent and ability is not a skill, man. It's like, he's able to shoot a jump shot. He's able to get to the rim. He's able to finish. He's able to shoot a three. Skills, like, he's a three-point shooter. He can go on the post and hit you with a move or up and under or something like that, or or baseline turnaround fadeaway shit like that. That's a skill, man. You know what I'm saying? And do it consistently. All right, so now he gets this. Now people, his fans, right? See, this is the thing, right? His fans are the ones that are saying he's the best. It's not. And then you have people like Stephen A. Smith, who now you're in Los Angeles. All of a sudden, it's LeBron. You just did a whole 360 on. You're not keeping it on it. You did a whole 360 on your stance on LeBron. But my thing is, since he got past Kareem, all we doing is looking at numbers. So he did this. He doesn't impact it. He doesn't impact the game as much as guys like Mike, Kobe, Magic, Bird. They impact the game differently. Stats don't always tell the story. Like he's a great player, very great player, like one of the best that ever touched basketball, even with his limited amount of skill sets, his IQ and his abilities and his size and athleticism make him great. But you do it how you gotta do it. Like Shaq played in the post. He did it how he did it, man. And he's one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't shit on these brothers, but we can't just skip him. Just skip guys like Bird, Magic, Kobe. You don't just skip them dudes, man. Mike, and just put him. Come on, man. You gotta watch the games, man. He's playing in an era where the game is faster. It's more of a three-point shooting game. It's not as physical as it once was. So yeah, you're gonna play for a long time. A lot of these guys, like KD, he's 35, right? And he still plays at a high level, even though he gets injured a lot. He plays at a high level. Steph Curry's 35. But the way the game is played, these guys get injured a lot. But at the same time, the game is not as physical as it once was. So it's not so bruising out there for these guys. They can maintain and manage to play longer years. Now he's playing in the 80s and the mid 90s. You're going up against Dale Davis and all them dudes, and Oakley and all them dudes, and Rick Mahorn and Lane Beer and them. You're gonna get banged around, man. So it is what it is, man. But I have LeBron. He's up there, man, but he ain't no king and better than Mike. To me, he's not better than Kobe. Kobe was a better defender. Kobe's a better perimeter shooter. Yeah, he jacked up shots, but he's a better perimeter shooter, man. You're not gonna do what San Antonio did to Kobe, to LeBron. You're not gonna do that to Kobe. You're not gonna stand. They used to let LeBron shoot. Go back and watch some finals. I believe it was the second time around when they beat him. They would just shoot the ball. They wasn't even guarding him like that. You're never gonna do that with Kobe. He'll annihilate you, man. This man scored 81 points in the game, man. Now, even though I'm a fan, I'm not really talking as a fan. You're probably gonna still say I'm a fan regardless. You're talking as a fan, you're a LeBron hater. LeBron, he's not gonna score 81 points, man. LeBron doesn't have the skill set Kobe has, man. Like I said, if I had a school to go to, and you said give me Michael Jordan and give me LeBron, right? It's a no-brainer. I'm going to Jordan schools. I'm gonna learn a lot more about the game. Same thing with Kobe. Same thing with Magic. If you say Magic, I want to go to your school. Magic gonna teach you how to see the floor, man. He need to teach you how to go in the post, teach you how to shoot a hook shot, teach you how to rebound, how to run a transition. Come on, man. So, man, to just skip ahead of these guys is I don't understand this. That's the media and his fan base. I'm an Elway fan. I would never say Elway is better than Montana or Brady or even Peyton Manning. Those guys were consistently great. Elway was too, but them dudes is on different levels, man. You know what I mean? But Elway's my guy. He's always my favorite quarterback. If you say you want to start a team, give me Elway right now. But if I say who's the best, I gotta go with Brady, Montana. You know, I Peyton Manning up there. You know, always up there, but he ain't, to me, he's not better than those dudes. You know, now talent wise, yeah, but as far as their accomplishments, the impact on the game, things like that, those dudes was different, man. So, you know, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. You know, I just needed to, you know, speak my piece, man. You know, like I said, I have Kobe ahead of LeBron, and I'm not gonna disrespect. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba, man. You know, it was a joy watching you play, joy listening to your brilliant mind. I actually shed tears when I saw that, man. I remember vividly, man. My wife's like, "Yo, your boy's gone, man." I said, "What?" And the shit flew out, my tears just flew. I was like, "God damn, man, get out of here." And it was just so sad, man. Like, man, with his daughter, and you know, the Dr. Umar Johnson dude, to you so concerned about what this girl's doing with her money. Yo, this lady lost her husband and her daughter, man. You know, like, why are you worrying about, she doesn't not obligated to give the black community nothing. What, my question is, like, I mean, nobody should broadcast anything good that they do. You know, you help your community, but people will talk and say, "Yo, nah, that's a good brother. That brother does this." What the fuck are you, soft upon my limbs, but what are you doing for these communities out here? Besides just talking, man. All you're doing is talking. What are you doing for the community? Explain. What policies and what programs you have set up out here, because you have a platform, you have a name. So we should know your policies and platforms that you have set up, programs and things like that, that are benefiting the youth. When you worrying about somebody's money, man, people need to focus on themselves, man. Stop worrying about what other people got, man. You know what I'm saying? People, that's the whole problem with societies, man. Yo, people are always worrying about what you got, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you know, we try to do right and people destroy you, man. You try to mind your business, people destroy you. Like, come on, man. Like, stop picking on people, man. People gotta stop doing that. There's no, not gonna get anywhere in this world like that. I don't like to come on here and take shots at people, but I don't tolerate and I don't stand for people being disrespected. Same thing with the Jason Whitlock, Deion Sanders thing. Like, why you keep talking about a man that ain't even bothering you, man? You're not even his radar, man. But you disrespecting this man on your platform, man. Come on, man. Just to have something to talk about. Leave people alone, man. But anyways, man, you know, Many Face Publishing, man. I'm just a fan. You know, like, share, and subscribe. And, you know, I know I'm gonna get some backlash, even though this is an audience to myself, but, you know, it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback, man. Later.